All right, as we've realised at Point, stress is more of a part of our children's and families' daily reality than we may be comfortable admitting. So we have invited social worker Shahana Mia to share some much-needed information with us on the topic of anxiety and stress in children. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much for having me.
So why don't you start off with telling us what kind of work do you do with children who suffer from stress and anxiety?
Okay. So at the Parent Centre, we deal with parents and helping them understand what are the behavioural factors and the challenges they have with children. So parents come in and share with us that sometimes perhaps there's a stressful situation at home, an anxiety experience, perhaps there's a behavioural challenge and the parent doesn't know how to handle it and deal with it, and they're coming to fix the child or to get some assistance. At the Parent Centre, what we do is then we provide information, we provide skills, and we empower the parents so that they can understand the behaviour, because usually it's just taking a step back and decoding what is this child behaving all about. And in understanding it, we help the parent then be able to utilise skills that we teach them to have a more equipped relationship with their child.
But now, I'm not one to say that the child has the problem. Perhaps that the child is feeling a certain way because of the triggers that they're exposed to at home. So, for example, with our lovely Talita that we're speaking to, sometimes I think children take on stresses that their parents have. Yes. Should children be aware of the stresses that their parents are going through?
So very often parents think they're protecting the child and they would rather just keep things away. I think we need to realise that some things need to be transparent because life is the way it is.
Oh, is that so? I would have said the opposite. I would have said hide the problems from your child. Don't let them know what's going on.
Age appropriate.
Okay.
There's a very big factor in terms of age appropriate awareness.
Yeah.
Because a 6-year-old will deal with something very differently from a 13-year-old.
Okay.
So we need to understand that, and that's why when we do our particular parenting workshops, we talk about developmental stages, because that's important to know where is my child at in their development. Where are they? How are they understanding their surroundings? So if it's an example, moving house, the younger child may be a bit traumatized by it and bedwetting quite often because it's a new experience and it's something taking them out of their comfort zone. Whereas an older child may just feel a lot more relaxed and comfortable with that, yet a school setting and changing school environments may just trigger it a lot more for an older child.
Because it's not just a child getting stress and anxiety, it can sometimes manifest in other ways. Like I said, I got asthma. The little girl that we had on the show said that she grinds her teeth. How else can it, I mean, because it doesn't just stop at feeling stressed. No. How bad can it get?
So I think the one thing is we need to help parents understand is that we need to read the child's behaviour, because it's the feeling first before the behaviour. We see the behaviour and we think that's what the child is presenting with. But what is the child feeling behind that? And once you've decoded and understood that, that helps quite a bit. So, for example, worry lives in the stomach. And many times kids who are bullied and feel worried and anxious present themselves with stomach issues. So off they go to the doctor for some specific circumstances to be helped with. But it may just, and through our experience, we found that helping the parent understand that, looking at other environmental factors, look at what's happening in the home, what's happening in school, what's happening with siblings, and you understand it that way, you present it. So your asthma was just very much manifested in your body because the body does talk to us a lot. And we need to read that.
And you know how often you hear kids saying, I don't want to go to school today, my tummy's sore. But it's actually them just getting anxiety because of what's to come at school.
So the parent then needs to learn to read into that and then feed that to the child. So your stomach is sore today.
What if your child doesn't share with you what's going on at school?
Yes, now that often happens where the child doesn't share. But parents sometimes see other triggers. There may be a bit of withdrawal, maybe eating habits change, maybe the child sleeps a lot longer. You know, little triggers that we need to look into. If it's a teenager, for example, in hormonal imbalance, the teenager doesn't understand it themselves. And the parent wonders, why are you so moody? Why is the eyes rolling and the doors are banging? But it's then realizing, okay, so this is the age, the developmental age. This is what's happening to my child. I, as the adult, have a little bit more information. Can I share it with my child? I can see that things are a little bit hectic for you this week. I'm wondering if it's your cycle. And usually when that happens, you become moody, you probably sleep a lot more, want more food. So let's look into that and then help the child work with it that way. So you're
Yeah.
teaching the child social skills as well.
You make it sound so easy. Thank you so much for sharing with us. We'll have you back on the couch in a little while.